Hey everybody, welcome to Adventures with Peps, and today I am doing such a fun and exciting project. This has been a while in the making, but we finally have the second subscriber character for Sector 102. Now, for those of you who don't know, down below this video where normally you hit the subscribe button, there's also the join button, and I have the coffee club membership where you basically buy me a coffee once a month, and it's a nice little treat that I got, and I love the fact that a couple of you have joined up. And as part of that deal, if you hang around for long enough, I'll hang out with you in the Discord and we'll work out a character together that can enter the world of Judge Dredd in Sector 102. And this week we are painting one such model on the channel. Now, the member in question goes by Sloan on Discord. He also sometimes goes by John. I believe that's his real name. But yeah, he came up with this amazing character idea and we started rolling with it. And ultimately he decided to go with a Russian mobster feel. And I loved the idea. So I jumped onto Hero Forge because I was feeling really inspired and created a character from scratch, which you can now see in front of you. I'll drop some images on the screen showing what I came up with on their creator so that you can see the rough difference between what they show and the finished model. I then picked the second level of the print. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. You can go look for yourself. I'm not sponsored or anything by Hero Forge, so check them out. I really like the quality of the build. I think it was really worth the money because this is a unique one-off model. And I'm so happy to be painting him. So we start off with a black prime, very heavy dry brush like I always do. And I put down rack of flesh for the skin tones that he has. This model doesn't actually have a lot of skin on show. It's mostly his head. Technically there's some fingers, but I went for full coverage on the gloves, so I'm not worried about the fingertips. I then grabbed Zealot Yellow for the stripes. Now, whilst I'm doing the yellow, let's talk about the character that Sloan came up with. First up, I want to say I've been practicing this name, so hopefully I don't mess it up. Jankowski is an ex-militia of the East Meg, seeing his forces crushed near the end of the Block War. Jankowski decided to cut his losses and go AWOL. Grabbing as much weapons and supplies as he could carry, he disappeared into Mega City 1 and began his new career as an arms dealer in Sector 102. He now uses his old East Meg contacts and cursed Earth mutant friends to smuggle weapons back and forth between each hemisphere. And that's it. It's a great little free-liner that helped create this character. It really doesn't take much to inspire me, and this really set my juices flowing. I was Googling images of Russian arms dealers, Russian mobsters. I looked at so many different types of computer games, movies, anything that kind of had Russian mobsters going on in it. And a common theme that I kept seeing was a tracksuit and a bald head. So I knew I had to have them. And then there was one image where the character had that iconic mustache that I've gone with on this model. So I just had to do it. And luckily Sloan liked the idea when I sent him proof of concept. So there you go. I ordered it. It arrived. It took a while. I'm not going to lie. Hero Forge takes about 6 weeks to get here. I think we were talking about this. What month are we in? Early October, we were discussing this, and I finally got the model. I think I ordered early October, and I got it around the 30th of October. So let's say a 4-week turnaround, start to finish. It's not terrible. I thought maybe it would happen a bit quicker, considering that it's such a big company. Printing off one model, I thought maybe would happen quicker, but as I said, I'm very pleased with the result. The model came out looking lovely in the print job. And I'm going to create rules for him. So by the time you're seeing this, hopefully on the community page On the Friday that I launched this video, he'll have RPG rules, and then I'm going to come up with some Judge Dredd Warlord Games rules as well for him. But yeah, he's ultimately an arms dealer. He's a little shady character that hangs out. He's chasing down block gangs and probably city death units, trying to get them to buy some miscellaneous weapons that he's either discovered and purchased from the muties that have found them in the cursed earth, or he's got some contacts back in the East Megs that have found a weapon cache and they're trying to offload it. I'm not going to say that the weapons always work successfully, but I think the fact that he's stayed alive for this long proves that he comes across some quality items. Now back to the model. As you can see, I've gone with a burgundy color to play off that yellow stripe. Once again, this goes back to a couple of different images I saw of mobsters, and this kind of purpley velour tracksuits kept appearing in the imagery. So that was my inspiration. I'll jump forward a little bit because obviously this was the biggest color on the model, so it's going to take me a while to get it down. Just look how cool he is with just the yellow and this purple down. I adore this model. The fact that there is just one of these models in the world. It's part of my collection. It was designed by me and Sloan. It's something special that is going to help me remind me of my subscribers, the ones that are financially helping me keep this channel afloat. And I love that fact. And when I'm using this guy in my games, it's going to definitely bring up those memories. So I then grabbed the dark wood, which I'm going to use for his mustache and his eyebrows. Very delicately, getting a very small amount of paint on the tip of my brush. This mustache is tiny. I did not get enough paint on my brush. I'm going to make sure I don't flood this face right now. But yeah, there's something about creating your own character and then painting it the way that you want it to look. I don't know. This has given me a lot more ownership over the model than other models in my collection. It's a weird feeling. I don't know how to describe it. This, because it is just a unique, one of a kind, I just feel super proud of it. It made me want to take some extra steps painting it. Made me want to take the time and effort to do eyebrows, which I rarely ever do. It made me want to actually sit down and paint and pay attention. I'm not just like slapping down speed paints and moving on to the next thing. I'm taking the time. I'm letting it fully dry and cure between each color. And I really enjoyed the process. I then grabbed Sand Golem, and this was going to get used on all the straps that you can see that are holding up his backpack, his belt, all those kind of things, the boots, anything that is kind of leathery but not going to be leather. Yeah, so if you want to be a character in Sector 102, the easiest way to do that is to obviously show a little bit of love for this channel. You can drop a subscribe, which would be wonderful. That's lovely. You could then join up for the coffee club, which is where this bonus comes in. I'm going to be honest. If you want like a Hero Forge model, I'm going to need a little bit of commitment from you guys. This was not a cheap model. When you look at Hero Forge for yourself, you'll get a rough idea of what I've spent on this. Obviously, it's for my collection, and I'm very happy to do it. But if I'm going to work with somebody and create a character for them to be in my part of Judge Dredd, I want to see a little bit of commitment. But yeah, all it is buying me a cup of coffee once a month. That's all I'm asking for. But yeah, I really enjoyed this process. I really hope Sloan likes this. He seemed excited when I showed him the proof concepts. And hopefully he'll be seeing this video before you guys, because the members also get to see the video a couple of days earlier than everyone else. Which is also very handy for me, because if they realize there's an issue with, say, the sound, or maybe it's just a really boring video, they have the ability to warn me and I can take it down and fix it before it goes out to the general public. So how will Jankowski fit in my games of Judge Dredd? Well, there's multiple ways. The first one is with the RPGs. He could be a side quest character. Maybe the judges bust him and he leads them to some bigger criminals. Maybe they're tracking down how weapons are getting supplied to the sector and he's a part of that. He could even just be a narc. It could be a reoccurring narc for one of my judges. I've got plenty of space to grow this character now within the setting, and I'm quite excited for that. Whilst in the Warlord games, I can see him working alongside the city dev, the obviously any street gang, even the muties. Maybe he's been caught out hanging out with the muties. They've been busted by the judges doing some sort of deal. He's on site. He's going to be a mid-level character. I'm probably going to end up using gang lieutenant or a gang heavy stat line for him. But yeah, I'm so happy with this model. It's hard to express. I'm not very good with words at the best of times. So just know I've truly enjoyed this project from start to finish. And I really hope I get to do some more in the future. Right now we're working on his backpack. He's got this sci-fi futuristic backpack going on. I'm using Cloudburst Blue. Very similar to the judge's uniform. It's kind of, in my mind, it's a dark, fake, black leather kind of material. Perfect for hiding small arms or cash in. I can imagine he's just got a backpack full of creds and weird gadgets and grenades. And then his little Palm Pilot that he's got in his hand, which we'll paint later on. Maybe has the full rundown stock list. He's able to just quickly show them on the screen what he's got. And then later on, maybe they meet up at the warehouse to do the trade. He's such an intriguing little character. I'm so enjoying this. So enjoying the process. I hope this is coming across. I know I have quite a deadpan voice, but I did truly enjoy this process. Up next is the Grim Black. I'm going to paint this lantern / power cell that I decided to put on the base. I'm going to do the Palm Pilot, the palm device that he's got, and anything else that I feel needs to be black. But you can see, very simple process. I'm just going to work my way around. It's not the most exciting step, so we can jump a little bit. So with all the electronic devices now painted, I decided to use the plasmatic bolt to do the screens. So he's got this wrist one, which I would say is his tracker, his main form of communication. Then his little handheld device that he can show off any gear that he is trying to offload. And this color is great. It just looks electronic. There's something about it. It's giving me 80s calculator vibes. We then swiftly move on to the blood red. I've got paint all over my hand. Don't know where that just came from, but I'm now a sticky tacky mess. That's the joy of this speed paint. Just getting an absolute mess with it now and again. I'm just going to do his eyeball. There's really not much that I want this red. It's very bright. It's very bold. So I don't want to overdo it. Nice quick step. You can also see I grabbed the black paint, Abaddon Black, and just filled in the base color. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do the base yet, so we'll have to wait until the end to just see how I do that. I then get the magic blue to start work on this power cell. I'm just going to block it in. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to stay blue. It might get painted over and turn yellow. I wasn't sure what I was doing with this. In the pictures I had of designing it, it was a glowing green color. I didn't particularly want to do a glowing effect because I got that on the Palm Pilots and his wrist mounted device. So I didn't want to overdo it. So we're going to put blue on it for now and we'll see what we do. Next stage was to make him look a bit more human-esque. So we grabbed the Reikland flesh shade and I'm just going over that rack of flesh. Nice heavy brushing on. This is going to sit quite nicely. It will find any darker recesses. Oh God, my brain froze there. And it's just going to work its way across the model. There's so much detail on here. I am truly impressed with the Hero Forge print job. I probably will use them again, but it's got to be for that right project. If you can inspire me, I will spend the $1 to make the character for Sector 102. Otherwise, you might just have to deal with having a Warlord Games figure or something else that I find fitting for the character that you've come up with. We're now going to do some extra stages that I don't normally show you guys, and that's taking this speed paint level, which is basically tabletop ready, and just adding some extra color to lift it up. We're going to start with this Uriel yellow, I think it was. And I'm just going to try my best to fill in these lines without making too much mess. This is going to take a while. I got to make sure my hands are steady. So let's skip forward and see how I did. Okay, I managed to do a pretty good job with the yellow, I think. Luckily, we're doing Screamer Pink next for the tracksuit, so I'm able to clean up any mistakes I may have made. But I'm just going to try and pick the areas that would get hit by the light, make them a bit brighter, a bit bolder. Though I love the color that the pink beneath has gone, or the purple. This Screamer Pink will really make certain areas pop, like the shoulder that's sticking out, the belly area, the thighs, anything that's going to catch a little bit more light than the surrounding areas I'm trying to hit. So things like his collar, definitely have to catch that. And then I'm picking out his muscles. We're going to work our way around the model, just picking out different areas, making things look brighter, punchier. Like I said, this isn't a stage I normally show you guys. I normally stop at tabletop ready. But this is pretty much what I do afterwards to a lot of the models. I just pick the base colors and I just brighten them up. Nothing too exciting, nothing too difficult. As you can see, my hand is slowly getting covered in paint because I am a messy painter. Then with the tracksuit drying, I move back to the flesh tones. I didn't like how dark the flesh tone went on this model for some reason. So I'm just going to lighten it back up, make it a bit brighter, try and leave some of the shadows in the recesses. But I want him to look a bit paler. He's not getting much sun these days. He's hanging out in dark warehouses. He's trying to stay out of sight of the Justice Department. So he's pretty pale, he's pretty gaunt. And while I'm doing that, we will probably take the glamour shots. And you can see the finished model. I hope you enjoyed. Hope this inspired you. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Drop a hi in the comments down below. If you want to see more of this, the easiest way to do it is to buy me a cup of coffee once a month. Hit that join button. Join the Discord. Come say hi. Become active in our little community that we got going on. And hopefully me and Sloan will see you in Discord very soon. And until then, cheers for watching. I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.